Alright, Shalom, giving all praise to the Most High Yahweh, in the name of Son Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Kal Halayim La Alahai Nawa Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings be upon the elect of Israel, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Israel, known as Great Millstone in these times. Alright, I just want to bring out some spiritual facts here, alright, about how we know America is known as spiritually Egypt in these times, alright? This is the modern day Egypt. Okay? This is a Revelation 11 and 8. It says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified." Now, in this video, I'm not going to do why it's called Sodom, because it's clearly evident why America is known as Sodom, with the whole push for transgenders, and the rights for the 72 different genders that people feel like they are, the push for effeminizing men, basically making it so where straight men are looked at like something's wrong with us, alright, because we're against homosexuality. Basically, to be a sodomite is the new norm in America, alright. They force it upon your kids in school, they force it upon TV, alright, and they force it upon the music, alright. But it says there's also a place which is called spiritually Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So it said the spiritually Egypt. So now I'm just going to show you how we know that this is spiritually Egypt. I'm just going to go through some of these and then I'm going to end this video. First, let's take Memphis, Tennessee. All right. Memphis, Tennessee is situated on the Nile River. All right. Memphis is in America. Memphis is not an English word. Okay. Down here, it says, just blow this up some. All right. It says, 19th century. The city of Memphis was founded on May 22nd, 1819, incorporated December 19, 1826, by John Overton, James Winchester, and Andrew Jackson. They named it after the ancient capital of Egypt on the Nile River. Memphis developed as a trade and transportation center in the 19th century because of its flood-free location high from the Mississippi River. Now, Andrew Jackson, these men, they didn't name it after the Memphis in Egypt just because it was on the Nile River. They did it because they worshiped those ancient deities. All these Edomite so-called white men that have been presidents, these higher up in degree Masons, all right, they worship and keep the ancient practices of the ancient Egyptians and Babylonians. So that's one example, all right. The Memphis that's in Egypt is situated on the Nile River when you look at it. And the Memphis in Tennessee is situated on the Mississippi River. There's no coincidence. All right. Another way we know this place is spiritually Egypt. In Las Vegas, they got this thing called the Luxor. All right. Now, what is this doing over there? A Sphinx with a hotel. This is no other country has this, man. All right, has gone to this extent to replicate everything that's in Egypt. These other nations, these other countries, they don't put a bunch of other cultures inside their countries. They stick with who they are. Only here in America, or spiritually Egypt, is where they do stuff like this. All right, and this is out there in Las Vegas, which they call it Sin City. All right, that's why this is also known as the Great City, or the sinful kingdom that's going to be destroyed from off the face of the earth, like Amos said. All right. Now that was in Las Vegas. Now this pyramid is actually in Memphis, Tennessee. All right, and I believe it's a stadium or some convention center of some sort. This is down there in Tennessee, and they got a pyramid down there in Memphis, Tennessee, and it's situated right on the water. All right, just like the pyramids back in the Nile in ancient Egypt, over in Egypt today. All right, they're replicating it because they're fulfilling prophecy, man. Fulfilling the prophecy that America is spiritually Egypt. And all these images are from pyramids down there in in Memphis, Tennessee. All right. Next is the Washington, D.C., and these monuments are everywhere. All right, but this is what you call an Egyptian obelisk. All right, which remember it really is a phallic symbol. All right, this goes back to the worship of the penis, man, which also goes into sodomy. All right, because that's what the ancient Egyptians worshipped, with the whole thing with Semiramis and Tammuz and Horus. All right, because at night, you know, this thing blinks red lights at the top of the obelisk, and this obelisk is 555 feet above ground, and underground to keep it stable, so-called stable, is 111 feet. And when you add that together, you get 666 feet. And they did that on purpose, man, because it's the witchcraft. It all goes back to that ancient sorcery, all right, of numerology and worshiping numbers and those deities of ancient Egypt, man. And why is there an Egyptian obelisk in the capital of America? Because this place is spiritually known as Sodom in Egypt. All right, this is spiritually Egypt. Okay. Now, the American currency. On the back of the currency for the United States, there's a pyramid with the eye of Horus in here, and you can go look up information on this stuff, man. All right, why is there a pyramid on the back of the currency of a Western country? Everybody knows the pyramids go back to Egypt. The reason why it's on there, once again, this place is known as spiritually Egypt. All right, it's fulfilling prophecy to show us in these times who that Egypt is in Revelation 11 and 8. All right, and then another thing, the Egyptians went by the ancient. They worshiped the sun. All right, there's a lot of Babylonian sun disk and sun worship going on here in America. Now, this calendar that we're under is under the vibration of following the sun. That's why they call it a solar calendar. Here it says the ancient Egyptian calendar was a solar calendar with a 365-day year, no different than from today. Why? Because this is your modern day Egypt. All right. So in Revelation 11 and 8, where it says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified," that is indeed talking about America. And here are your examples. All right. Here are your examples. It can't be no more plain than this. And if you can't see it from this, then you're just not spiritual. You don't have a spiritual eye open. All right. So with that, I'll close. That's it. Basically, I just want to prove that, you know, that this America is spiritually Egypt. All right. And those were some examples. So all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Let's keep on exposing Egypt, chanting this place down, bringing down the prophecies about its destruction, because Egypt will be destroyed. All right. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Shalom to the elect. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.